Let's see, we've got another one here. I assume that an idea of orchestration is very interesting. My concern, however, is to focus too much on technological aspects. Would it be beneficial to analyze the value chain model at first? Would we assess the relevance of the services in a business context? This is a really great question. I'm going to let Barry answer it. We touched on it a little bit already, especially in that slide where we talked about the fact that service providers maybe are not paying quite enough attention to the business strategy and the cultural migration strategy. So, Barry, what do you think about that?
Value chain models is an interesting concept. One of the things that we've been talking about for a while is that identifying value chains is becoming more and more difficult. What we tend to see is multi-sided value fabrics. So we see far more situations where people are making money out of enabling business than the business. If you look at, I'm going to go back to Amazon, but other people may use Alibaba or Uber is another example. There are businesses out there that make more money out of connecting people than they do out of their own things. In the case of Alibaba, they don't sell anything themselves. They just connect people. And yet they become one of the biggest wholesale transaction sites in the world, if not the biggest. So value chain model and analyzing it is interesting, but I think what the platform business model tells us is that maybe it's about enabling people to build value fabrics themselves. The theories of platform businesses talk about the networking effect, where because I've got most consumers, I get more producers, and because I have more producers, I get more consumers. And we all know this. If you're looking for something very quickly, there's probably one or two websites that you go to, even though there may be a specialist retailer out there. There'll be one or two of the big platform sites like eBay. If you're looking for a lead for your computer, most people these days will go to eBay rather than any of the retailers if it's something simple. So I do think analyzing the business model is really important, but I think analyzing the business model has to be seen as a different mindset today than it was in the past. In the past, we looked at how could we make money. We saw the operators creating these walled garden approaches. They're surveying their users and saying, what services do you want? And then taking months to pull those services together. In a platform world, I create marketplaces for people to do business, and then really it's up to the producers and consumers what business they do. I create the environment. I may market what's successful to fuel the fires that they light, but it's about enabling whole value fabrics, not doing this individual understanding of business cases and then building them. That's why orchestration, which is indeed a technology, is important, because it allows that dynamic behavior. I build a platform and I don't have to know what services I'm going to offer on that platform. It's dynamic. It can be orchestrated to deliver whatever my consumers and producers are choosing to do business. So I think, yes, you do have to analyze it, not at a use case level, but at an ecosystem level, and think what I'm enabling, not what I'm building. Long, complicated answer, but a great question.
Actually, this is an extremely interesting question, because one of the things that we did do when we looked at specifically the management of virtualization is from our catalyst, what we've seen is that it's possible to add value on top of the existing, if you like, raw virtualization capabilities by providing orchestration in the form of closed control loops, supporting effectively abstracted or intent-based management solutions. And that's essentially what 5Catalyst told us over the last sort of 18, 24 months. This seems to be pretty interesting because it creates a slightly different value proposition for all the actors in the supply chain. It means that the service providers can potentially do less, which reduces the amount of effort and cost to them. And it also suggests that the vendors can do more by adding value in this sort of area where they can effectively create solutions where their closed control loops may perform better than other suppliers. So it creates an investment opportunity and also a competitive supply situation based on non-functional capabilities. And the ability to enable innovation everywhere, and we've seen this in the open source discussions which we had last week, does seem to be pretty important, and that resonates with Barry's comment about platforms. What we need to do is get the vital minimum, the minimum viable product, to allow innovation to occur wherever, and for that to be rapidly integrated together and create industry solutions for customers by service providers. So that's my observation.